Friends, when we talk about wealth, what comes to mind? Money, possessions, a life of luxury? The Bible offers a much broader perspective. Yes, financial stability is important, but true wealth encompasses so much more. It's about the richness of relationships, the abundance of love, and the strength of your faith. It's about living a life filled with purpose and making a difference in the world. The Bible is clear: God loves a cheerful giver. When we're generous with what we have, we're reflecting His heart. It's not about giving out of obligation, but out of a spirit of love and gratitude. Proverbs 11:25 reminds us, a generous person will prosper, whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. When we sow seeds of kindness, we reap a harvest of blessings. Throughout the Bible, we see shining examples of individuals who used their resources to bless others. Abraham, known for his great wealth, was always hospitable, welcoming strangers into his home. Job, even after losing everything, remained generous, sharing what little he had with those in need. And of course, there's the incredible story of Joseph, who used his position of power in Egypt to save countless lives during a time of famine. These individuals understood that true wealth is not measured by what you have, but by what you give. Jesus, our ultimate example, spoke often about money and possessions. He warned against the dangers of greed and the pursuit of wealth for its own sake. He taught that our hearts should be focused on heavenly treasures, not earthly ones. Remember the story of the rich young ruler? Jesus told him to sell all he had and give it to the poor. This wasn't about punishing the young man, but about showing him that true fulfillment comes from following God, not accumulating riches. Section 5. Investing in Eternity, the Parable of the Talents. In the Parable of the Talents, Jesus teaches us that God entrusts us with resources, whether they're financial, skills, or opportunities. He expects us to use those gifts to make a difference in the world. The servants who invested their talents and multiplied them were commended for their faithfulness. But the servant who buried his talent out of fear was rebuked. This parable reminds us that our lives are not just about ourselves, but about using what we have to further God's kingdom. Section 6. The Widow's Offering, a Lesson in True Giving. One of the most powerful stories about giving isn't about a large sum of money, but about a widow's 2 small coins. She gave everything she had, even though it seemed insignificant compared to the wealthy donors. Jesus saw her heart and commended her sacrifice. He said, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put more into the treasury than all the others." Her story teaches us that it's not the amount we give, but the heart behind it that matters most to God. Section 7. Seeking First the Kingdom, Shifting Your Priorities. When we seek God's kingdom and His righteousness first, everything else falls into place. This doesn't mean we neglect our responsibilities or live in poverty. It means we put our trust in God's provision and live with open hands. Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 reminds us, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." When our priorities are aligned with God's will, He takes care of our needs. Section 8. Your life, your legacy. What will you leave behind? Friends, our time on this earth is limited. What kind of legacy are you building? Will you be remembered for your wealth and possessions, or for the lives you touched and the difference you made? True wealth is about leaving a legacy of love, generosity, and faith. It's about investing in something bigger than ourselves, God's eternal kingdom. Section 9. The True Measure of Wealth, a Life Filled with Purpose. Remember, friends, the true measure of wealth is not found in your bank account, but in the richness of your relationships, the generosity of your spirit, and the impact you make on the world. When we live with open hands and open hearts, we experience the true abundance that God intends for us. May we all strive to be good stewards of what God has given us, using our resources to bless others and make a difference in the world. That, my friends, is the true meaning of wealth, a wealth that will last for eternity.